Today, I'm coaching a famous YouTuber at America's most advanced go-kart track. You join us at K1 Circuit, just outside of Los Angeles, and at over 1.1 miles long and with a claimed electric kart top speed of 80 miles per hour, this might be the craziest rental karting track in the country. But all that extra speed unfortunately comes at a cost, because to unlock maximum speed, you'll need to pay for a $350 pro annual license. Ouch. So in today's video, we're not only going to be coaching the YouTuber, but we'll also be using GPS technology to see if the 80 mile per hour claims are true, and at the end of the video, I'll also evaluate whether this experience was worth the money. So without further ado, it's time to meet my newest student.
This is Jake. He's got over 2 million subscribers across all of his channels, but can he beat me in a go-kart? Jake is a master of YouTube and Muay Thai, but let's see if any of those skills translate to the go-kart. So Jake, you ready?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, no crashing this first session.
Huh?
No crashing, because we're on the lower speed, and then they'll turn us up for race 2 and 3. All right, first time on K1 Circuit. Starting off with silver speed. They basically have different speed levels based on your license, so that's a combination of experience. Oh, that's a nice corner. That's nice banking. So the license are a combination of experience and basically how much you pay for a license. So we're starting off with silver, and then we'll move up to level 4 later in this video. Starting off with yellow, so okay, here we go. Green flag. Oh no, still yellow. Wow, look at the elevation on this track. This is nice. The road surface is also so smooth. Nice, here we go, green flag. Let's start our first lap of K1 Circuit. This might be one of the most advanced kart tracks in America, or maybe even the world for that matter. And the goal of this video is to get Jake up to speed and to see how much lap time we can help him gain throughout this video.
And of course, while we're doing that, we're also evaluating this track to see if it's worth the money.
Oh, this is fun. Wow, okay. I don't believe that this is 70 or 80 miles an hour on this speed. It doesn't feel like it to me, but I could be wrong. But it doesn't mean it's not fun.
These karts are honestly faster than I was expecting already, but we'll be moving up to higher speeds throughout the video, and we'll confirm it with GPS.
Honestly, a little bit afraid of the apex curbing because of how aggressive they are. Catching up to some loud traffic here.
You join us here in an open session, so not only is Jake having to learn all this from scratch, he's also having to deal with the traffic around him as well.
Oh, where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go?
And judging by his body language so far, I'd say he's a little bit overwhelmed, but hopefully we can get him up to speed as the sessions go on. If there's anything I learned from coaching other athletes in go-karts, is that they're usually able to pick this up really, really fast.
Yeah, those curves are pretty nasty. Like, that's definitely gonna put some wear and tear on these karts over time. That's actually kind of a concern, because if you damage these karts, you pay for it, unlike typical rentals. So I can't get too crazy today. Oh, as I double overtake up the inside.
Meanwhile, Jake isn't exactly doing a bunch of overtakes himself, but he is getting certainly more confident with his minimum speed in the high-speed corners. And he's finally getting his foot down on the straights, too. Keep in mind, I've given him no advice up to this point. I just wanted to see what his baseline was, and then we'll work on it from here.
So we're actually running one of the smaller configurations of this track, the North Course, which is the typical one they do for arrive and drive rentals during the day, but they actually have a much bigger layout.
That configuration is known as the Grand Prix layout, which spans 1.1 miles long, and we've been granted exclusive access to try it out in the next session.
So yeah, so far so good, honestly. I was thinking the karts might actually end up feeling kind of slow on a track this big, but I'm pleasantly surprised. And this isn't even full speed yet. They don't have a ton of drive out of the corners like you typically feel in indoor electric rental karts, because obviously the gearing is so long, but you definitely start to feel it build in the top end. Oh, I keep missing that apex. One more lap. See if I can put it all together.
Now, one of the big variables we have with these karts over your regular rental karts is that these actually have front brakes as well as rear, just like a race car. That means we have more stopping power, but it means we have less rotation as we release the brakes into the corner.
Wow, the braking deceleration, I've never felt like in a go-kart just actually feeling like boom. The brakes are very powerful on these. Smooth on the downhill, curve to rotation, nail that apex. Oh yeah, that felt way better. And that is my first session at K1 Circuit. Now it's time to turn it up a notch. And let's see how Jake did.
Well, that was fun. Did you enjoy that?
That was super fun. Definitely more fun than sim racing.
More fun than sim racing. Okay, you heard it here first. Karting is the new entry level to motorsport, and I think from an adrenaline point of view, you learn so much more that you wouldn't necessarily in sim racing. Like there's stakes, but you can't get hurt in sim racing, right? So
yeah,
there's that extra level of fear.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of fear. In sim racing, you would just like floor it and see what happens, but here you have to like, you know, pace yourself a little bit more.
So how'd you feel on track? Did you feel confident? Were you?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. And I know in racing you're supposed to like, you know, be on the edge of what your car can handle.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do that for like most of the corners while staying in control.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There was some part around here where I lost grip a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe it was out of this corner.
It's possible. All right, we got lap times here. It looks like I came in P1, 35.0. We've got our subscriber, Hendrix, came in P2, 36.2. And then Jake, you got P5, bringing up the rear in 40.7. Okay, so you got 5 seconds. It is a lot of time, but keep in mind, Jake's, you've done an indoor kart track once ever.
As a kid, yeah.
Yeah, as a kid, right. So we're starting from 0 here. So let's see how much closer we can get Jake by the end of this video. My hope is that we can get him within 2.5 seconds. I'll be really, really happy if you can get within 2.5 seconds of my fastest time. But so Jake, the one thing I noticed, and this is the typical thing that every driver I coach has this problem when they first start out, and that is vision technique. When you're driving around in your Lexus around town, you are used to just looking at the bumper of the car in front of you, right? Or 2 car lengths in front of you. They're not far. You kind of have to always keep your vision very close and narrow. The trick with driving on a racetrack is bringing up your vision to as far as you physically can.
Okay.
So for example, let's say we're going down this back straight. You want to be looking for your first reference, which is your brake point reference. And in this case, we have a nice big yellow cone. That's your reference for hitting the brakes, right? So your eyes are going to be planted the whole time you're going down that straight to that yellow cone. Then once you're just about to get to the yellow cone, now your eyes need to change to your next reference point, which is your apex, which is that, you know, red and white curb on the inside of the corner. But you always want to be 1 step ahead, right? Yeah. Your vision is 1 step ahead of where your kart physically is. And the better you are at looking further ahead through the corner, the easier it is for your brain to just naturally allow the kart to flow more speed. Okay. So I guarantee you right now, you're driving and you're looking at your feet or just in front of your feet. Okay. So what we want to work on throughout the day is just picking those eyes up and looking as far down the road as possible. Okay. So that's objective number 1 for the next section. Let's do it.
Okay. You ready? Vision. It's all about vision now. Here we go. I think we're about to try out the full layout. We've been given special permission to try out the full layout, and we're on speed 4, which I believe isn't even open to the public yet. So I'm excited for this one. Well, I wonder if Jake's ready for this.
The short answer is obviously no, because not only is this track more than double in length, but the corners that are the same from before will also be different because we're approaching them with higher speeds.
All right, yep. Now we're going left through here. So this is all new track we got to learn. Wow, this is a much longer track now. This is gonna be fun. Okay, tight corner, kind of a 90, a bit more than a 90. Big curve on the entry. Oh, this is gonna be a fun. I really like the full layout. Definitely better than the smaller one. Big brake zone downhill, and then onto the big straight. This corner at the end of the straight is gonna be really fast, and that's gonna make the corner afterwards ridiculously fast. I'm gonna brake. Oh yeah, it's definitely a brake.
And don't forget, I'll be unveiling just how fast these karts are actually going later in this video.
Yellow flag. I'll slow down a little bit. Oh, somebody's in the wall. Oh, not a good day. Not a good day for whoever that is. It wasn't Jake, because I know he's got a blue suit.
It was not, in fact, Jake who had spawned, but honestly at this point, I think I'd be pretty happy if he started making some mistakes, because I think right now he's taking it a little bit too easy. Just like myself, Jake is one of those drivers that likes to build up to it, but some drivers just like to go over the limit, make mistakes, and then dial back afterwards.
God, this is probably the closest I've experienced to a car feeling track, but obviously in go-kart. In Europe, I think there's probably a decent amount of stuff that's like this, but I just haven't been on it yet. But in terms of the US, this is unheard of. Maybe just a handful of tracks of this quality out there. Oh, yellow's cleared. I'm only gonna have a few laps here, only 8-minute sessions in these karts. I'm assuming because of battery, but that might just be what the policy is here. But I need to try and learn this track as quickly as possible because I might not get another chance to drive it. So I'm obviously gonna make it harder for Jake as well because he's got to learn essentially a whole new track layout in just a couple of minutes.
Which, as you're about to see, is much easier said than done.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
While it may have taken him an extra minute or two to get into reverse, I'm actually quite proud of Jake for that mistake because it shows he's really pushing on the limits.
Oh, I'll try and get a good exit out of the last corner. Such a long straight. Tuck as well for a bit more speed. For catching someone. Talk. Keep that speed up. Can we go for the around the outside move here? Maybe not. Oh yeah! Oh, there's no grip out there, but it worked. We stuck it. So satisfying driving on those rumble strips. Get on the power, carry the minimum speed out. You still very much have to drive these like a rental car because you've got hard compound tires and you don't have a ton of power low down. You know, you don't have a lot of drive out of the corners, so you have to keep the momentum up. Getting on power early and carrying minimum speed. Oh, that was nice through there. Could probably brake a little bit later. Oh no, another yellow! Okay, we're clear, we're clear. I want to get one solid lap without traffic and without yellows, but might not get it. Gotta be careful not to dip an outside wheel in the gravel in the brake zones because you could, oh, there we go, there's the yellow. Well, not a good exit out of there because the yellow. I wonder how Jake's getting on right now. I wonder if the speed is scaring him.
Honestly, I was expecting Jake to be heavy on the brakes everywhere, especially with all the extra power on Speed 4. But in reality, he's actually carrying a lot more speed through the high-speed corners. Sure, he's doing a lot of coasting, but this is really impressive for someone's first go.
Oh, that felt nice. God, I love elevation changes. You guys know, if you're regulars on this channel, that I'm a sucker for elevation changes because it really makes the track so much more dynamic. You really got to adjust your driving style for each corner completely differently. Like this is a downhill S-sweeping section, very understeery because the track's falling away from you. And then when we're going back uphill, now we've got a bunch of front grip. Yellows, no overtaking, especially for rentals. You just don't see that very often. Maybe the Rotax powered rentals you get in the UK, but this is pretty unique. Not gonna go for the move, it'd be too late of a lunge. Instead I'll go for the exit. Oh, a lot of exit curb. Probably wasn't super fast through there, being compromised on the line, but I'm still gonna keep pushing. So far the kart power feels good. I don't think I'm losing any lap time to battery fall off. Nice bit of momentum there. I think that might be our last lap there. A couple of overtakes to end off the session. Oh yeah, way nicer there on the in lap. Unfortunately, the session's already over, so hopefully we get another chance to go on the big track. Even if not, I think there's a lot of stuff we can help Jake with technique-wise. So fast forward to the pit lane. Whew, that was fun though. I love the full layout. Oh yeah, that's gonna be up there when I end up doing the track rankings video for 2025. Wouldn't be surprised if this ends up pretty far up there, but will it be the best? Time will tell. We're visiting a lot of tracks this year around the world, so it's gonna be tough competition.
Well, that was fun.
A lot better, yeah.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I felt a lot more comfortable. I was able to push myself a lot more. Spun out once, but
Oh, you spun out?
yeah.
Where'd you spin out?
It was with the hairpin turn right after going on to the new course, like the full course.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, well, that's because it's uphill, and when you brake, now the rear gets light. It's going to be super easy.
I think it was the turn before that.
Oh, well, you're not last.
Yeah.
So that's a
Not
big
last.
improvement. So, and I'm not first either, so this is news. So in the session with us, so happened to be Patrick Long, who is a Porsche, I think he was a Porsche factory driver. He's a representative for K1 Speed, representative for Porsche. So if there was anyone to be beat by, I think it was him, and it was only by 4/10, so I'll take it. But yeah, so it looks like Patrick was first, I was second, 4/10 off him. Jake was only 3.6 seconds off of me on a track that's more than double the length of the North course. Dude, that's like seriously impressive. I'm not even playing that up for the cameras. Like I'm really impressed. So did you notice a difference with the vision by looking further ahead?
Yeah, my first lap, I totally forgot to do it, and then I remembered. So that definitely helped. And the first time around, I definitely felt a little scared to push it faster, but now it felt a lot more comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, so these are the techniques that like most rental karters just do not, like they don't even think about, right? Because they don't go through a formal education process. So this is why we like try and stuff through the karting handbook.
Yeah.
So it's good to see. This is just level 1. I mean, we're just gonna stack the pyramid on top, and it's just gonna get faster and faster. So
All right.
off camera, I'm gonna go with Jake, and we're gonna go over a couple more techniques that you can find out for yourself in the karting hand using the discount code on screen, and then we'll see how much closer Jake can get.
Get the handbook.
All right, here we go. Last and final session for Jake to put it all together. We're back on the North course, which is the smaller one. Let's see what Jake can do. Try and get some temperature in the tires. You can really feel how cold and slippery they are. We try and get any warmth we can in the core of the tire first by just going kind of gently through high-speed corners. And that's going to warm up the core of the tire from the inside out, and then we start to work on the surface temperature of the tire. That's the ideal way to make sure a tire gets the maximum peak grip. If you just heat surface then core, then you can actually damage the tire. So it's one of those things that most drivers just don't even think about. Those are the techniques that I've learned in professional car racing with some of the top teams around the world. And it's what I actually apply to rental karting, or try and teach you guys so that you guys can have a competitive edge that just the lazier drivers just won't have. So if you want to learn all sorts of cool details and facts like that, make sure you check out the karting handbook. It's my online rental karting course. We've got a promotion going on right now, so you guys can cop the discount code on screen and use the link in the description to get yourself on the next level of driving. And we've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you don't need to worry about it. I'd be honestly shocked if you didn't improve your driving after taking the course. Okay, here we go. We got some temperature in. It's time to start pushing. Well, we've got max battery capability. I mean, the carts are probably consistent, but it is the factor for the indoor cart, so I'm gonna pretend it is for these two. Oh. Too much curve, I think. I could feel the chassis bottoming out on that one. Still maybe sending a little bit too much speed, trying to take advantage of that banking, but it might be compromising the exit a bit too much. Maybe trying to overslip those tires, or not really overslip, but I'm trying to jack up the inside rear wheel to help it rotate and minimize that understeer. It might not be the fastest technique for this kart, but I've got to experiment. Oh, it looks like I'm catching up to Jake. Let's see what his lines are like. Not bad. Okay, not bad. Oh, breakpoint wasn't too bad. Maybe a little bit early, but oh, Jake's really impressing me. Don't know if he knows I'm here. I'm gonna send it around the outside. Way too much curve through there. Damn it. Ow. Oh, that actually hurt. Oh my god. So this is really, really cool to drive. And there we go, last lap. Time to head in the pit lane and see where Jake placed. And I don't know, man. I think he's gonna really impress us on the lap time. Jake's just one of those guys who like learns stuff so quickly. So honestly, it's no shock to me that he's learning this super fast. But well, we'll let the lap times speak for themselves.
Well, would you believe it that apparently I've set the track record?
Just now?
Just now.
Holy shit, wow.
So I'll take it. I also don't think there's that many people who have driven on speed 4,
which
is what we were on. So there's also that. But yeah, you look pretty good out there.
I felt pretty good. Yeah, there was one spot where you just like totally passed me. That was pretty fun.
I went around the outside. I'm not gonna lie, that was a little dirty of a move, but.
And you were like drifting too. So
yeah.
How does that work?
Well, they're very hard compound tires, so you can slide them a little bit. It's an advanced concept called slip angle, but essentially the tire isn't completely an on-off switch, right? You can be at the limit of grip, and there's a window where you can slide just a little bit, and you're not going to lose time. The more advanced of a car or cart you go, the smaller that window becomes.
Wow. Okay. All right. Let's see if we times in.
Yeah, but the moment of truth, it's the proof's in the pudding, the proof's in the times, and I think you've improved. But are you within 2.5 seconds of my fast?
Let's see.
All right, 33.2 for me, and Jake 35.8. Quick maths. That's 2.6 seconds. So you're 1/10 off. He's 1/10 outside the limit. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I am still very impressed because considering I just set the track record and you're 2.6 seconds off of me for your first time karting, like since you were a kid, that is genuinely one of the most impressive performances I've seen from a rookie. So
sweet, appreciate it, man.
Very nice job.
For the coaching.
Of course, yeah. And if you guys want coaching, check out the karting handbook down in the description. You can do it all online. It's not going to take you a super long time, and you've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. So don't waste time on aimless practice sessions. Get the handbook already. It worked for Jake, it'll work for you.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Sales pitch out of the way.
But as promised, here are my genuine thoughts about whether or not this track is worth the steep price tag. Okay, so there is no question that the track itself and even the off-site facilities are top-notch. Couple that with the fact that you're pretty much guaranteed good weather being located in Southern California, and you've got a recipe for a fun and competitive environment. Then talking about the track itself, it's super wide, it's got long straights with big brake zones, it's got actual FIA curbs, and of course it's got the hallmark of any great track, it's got some pretty gnarly elevation too. But here's where this is pretty interesting for the rental community especially, because honestly most big FIA grade tracks like this are boring in standard rental cars because they're severely underpowered for the size of the track. I mean, this track was clearly built with race kart speeds in mind, but K1's solution to that was to use rental carts that were just faster and capable of near race kart speeds. Now while these carts are made by the same manufacturer of K1's indoor carts, OTL, they honestly have very little in common mechanically. These carts obviously have way more power, but we also have front and rear brakes, a solid rear axle, and a genuine race car chassis that flexes like a car's suspension would. And trust me when I say this totally changes the experience behind the wheel. So it begs the question, is it actually worth the money? Well, the short answer is a resounding yes, but it really depends on your circumstance. The fact of the matter is the cost of the annual license and the cost per session is massively reduced the more you drive. So to get the best value, you'll want to come here often. And really, the only carts you could drive that are faster than these in the US are pretty much full-blown race carts that are going to cost you tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars to run effectively. So as crazy as this may sound, I think the K1 circuit experience is actually a bargain, and I'm super eager to come back and try these out in a competitive race environment with you guys. If you guys want to see that happen, make sure to smash the like button and let me know down in the comments. But with all that being said, if you liked this video, you'll definitely want to check out this one as well.